So I said I was going to start a series called Hard Questions That I Asked God and He Answered. So the Lord has just continued to press upon my heart to share. And this was a revelation that He gave me. And this is in regards to Solomon and the many women, multiple women. Some men try to justify, and again, this is in ignorance. They try to justify the multiple women and things of that sort. So we know that Solomon was the wisest king that ever ruled in Israel. And it was because the Lord gave him wisdom, because he asked for wisdom to rule his people. So we're going to go to 1 Kings 11, and we're just going to do 1 through 3. Now King Solomon loved many foreign women. Besides Pharaoh's daughter, he married women from Moab, Ammon, Edom, Sidon, and from among the Hittites. The Lord had clearly instructed the people of Israel, you must not marry them because they will turn your heart to their gods. Yet Solomon insisted on loving them anyways. He had 700 wives of royal birth and 300 concubines. And in fact, they did turn his heart away from the Lord. So now we're going to go to Ecclesiastes 7. And again, Solomon wrote Proverbs and Ecclesiastes. And I read these daily, a chapter daily of Ecclesiastes and Proverbs and Psalms as well. But David wrote Psalms. So Ecclesiastes 7 verses 26 through 29, I'm going to say. And it says, I discovered that a seductive woman is a trap more bitter than death. Her passion is a snare, and her soft hands are chains. Those who are pleasing to God will escape her, but sinners will be caught in her snare. This is my conclusion, says the teacher. I discovered this after looking at the matter from every possible angle. Though I have searched repeatedly, I have not found what I was looking for. Only one out of 1,000 men is virtuous, but not one woman. But I did find that God created people to be virtuous, but they have each turned to follow their own downward path. So if we go back to 1 King 11, it says Solomon loved many foreign women. And if you count it up, they said 700, the Bible says 700 wives of royal birth and 300 concubines. That equates to 1,000. And then Solomon says here in Ecclesiastes 7, that he discovered after looking at the matter from every possible angle, though he searched repeatedly, he did not find what he was looking for. And then he concluded that not one woman was out of 1,000 men were virtuous, but not one woman was virtuous. So again, he had 1,000 women already as wives, and he did not find any of them virtuous. And again, going back to 1 King 11, it says that he loved many foreign women. So again, sometimes men love with their eyes, although they want these qualities. Like Solomon was a man of stature, and he had these qualities such as wisdom. So he desired these things he desired somebody comparable to him as far as virtue, but he did not find them among all those women he had. Among those 1,000 women, he found none virtuous. And again, it says that this is what he found. Not saying that there's no virtuous women, but 1 out of 1,000 men are virtuous, but not one woman. So in summary, Solomon was looking for a virtuous woman compared to his qualities and the standards that he wanted, but he did not find any. And again, most men love with their eyes, and they're not seeking the qualities up front. They're seeking what they see up front. So again, the Bible says Solomon loved many foreign women. So he was attracted to these women with his eyes, but he found none of them to be virtuous. And again, he said a seductive woman is more bitter than death. Her hands are chained. So he described that in Ecclesiastes 7. And then 2, if you want to go to, this is a caveat, Proverbs 31. So this is it says the sayings of King Lemuel. And this is what his mother taught him about the virtuous woman. So again, Solomon was the most famous king that ruled in the land, right? So I'm sure his business spread as well. So again, now, and if you read Ecclesiastes, Solomon talks a lot about just being married, pretty much like eat and drink and be married. This is a gift from God. So again, like when you read the Proverbs 31, and the sayings of King Lemuel's mother, how she said like a king should not guzzle wine or drink wine, and it's for those who are in bitter distress, and things of that sort. So again, Solomon being a very famous king, I'm sure his business spread throughout the land. So again, with this, she's giving them equality. She said, don't waste your strength on women that ruin kings. So if you hear this, like, and you think about it, the Bible says that Solomon's heart was turned away from God. So again, these women ruined him, or ruined his heart for God. And then you have this final proverb in Proverb 31 that was added. I think that's very sufficient. Not sufficient. That's very I don't know what word I'm looking for. But I think it's there for a reason. And it talks about like these things that Solomon went through pretty much. But again, this is not from Solomon. This is not even from Solomon's mother. This is from King Lemuel and King Lemuel's mother. And then she gives the quality of a virtuous woman, what you would want to look for in a woman, what a virtuous woman consists of. So that's what the Lord revealed to me.